here. What's the call? It goes Northwestern's way. 10 regular season. Taylor Tinsley, the UCLA ace in the circle, begins the second inning with a swing and a miss strike to Izzy Kania, the Northwestern left fielder. And we've already seen plenty of swing and miss, Amanda, from Taylor Tinsley's right arm.
Yeah, we've seen both of these clubs come out really wanting to make a statement early in the ball game. We know how important it is to be the one to set the tone and try to get that momentum going, but Northwestern, a couple runners on base last half inning, weren't able to score. UCLA started to make things happen and then ended on a double play.
Yeah, it's been a bang-bang start to the game already. Northwestern tied for third in the Big Ten, UCLA second. Both teams with a lot to play for here with respect to the final Big Ten standings. Kania keeps swinging away, still 0-2.
And it looks like she's seen a little bit of everything in this at-bat. That one low and inside, and she does a great job of spoiling it.
Now a quick chat with head coach Kate Drohan, whose twin sister Carol is the associate head coach. You can tell them apart by the color hat they wear. Kate wears white. Carol always wears black. It also helps that Kate coaches third in this case. There's Carol looking on. Another 0-2.
And Kania's getting some pretty tempting two-strike pitches with no balls and 2 strikes. Tinsley has put those last couple pretty close over the plate. 5 straight foul balls.
Just off the plate. Ball 1.
That is so difficult to lay off of. This is a really nice, this is what you're looking for, that 0-2 pitch just off the outside part of the plate. See if you can get a swing and miss.
Kania just a little out in front of that one as well. Pulling everything foul in this plate appearance. Straight back, she's on it, Amanda.
She is seeing the ball really well. Like I said earlier, she's seen every pitch. The one before that off speed was a little out front, but then Tinsley comes with a really hard rise ball right at the hands, and Kania's right on time with it.
Ground ball to short. Bragg throws out. Kania, no, it pulls Grant off the base. And she is out at first. Close play, though.
Yeah, definitely a quick release by Bragg. Pulls Grant off the base, but quickly applies the tag.
Very athletic play by Megan Grant to still get the out at first. So there's one away, and now Lauren Saborski stands in on the right side. We mentioned Saborski getting the start in place of Emma Ray, who's in concussion protocol and won't play in this series. Popped up a mile high on the diamond, and Megan Grant again fielding her position very well. Ayana Lindsay takes ball 1 inside. Bullseye for a strike from Tinsley. Tinsley to Lindsay. High.
Yeah, Taylor's a quick worker out there in the circle. She throws a lot of strikes, keeps her free passes down. Really lets her defense work behind her.
Drop that in beautifully for strike 2. Lindsay puts it in the air, shallow left. Slip collides with Bragg. The ball lands. A miscommunication between the left side of UCLA's defense, and Lindsay is safe on second.
Now Bragg going back. And you know, it's difficult. Slimp running at full speed in, making the call. Bragg going back, making the call as well. Sometimes you lose each other's voice. The priority does go to Slimp in left field, but it looks like that will be an error on Bragg at shortstop.
You know, it's tough too because Bragg was not squared up to the infield, so Slimp, you know, couldn't see her back. Just a tough break there for UCLA's otherwise usually really solid defense, and it brings up Avery Garden in the 9-hole. One and one.
You do have to tip your cap to Bragg for stepping in and really owning that shortstop position after spending time at third. An injury to Garcia makes that shift, Bragg from third over to shortstop. And that's a tall order as a freshman. Garcia was a freshman as well over there. And that's just, you know, it's a tough position, but Bragg, such a tremendous athlete, and she has that ball 99.9% of the time.
Any runs that score in this inning will be unearned. And Garden fouls that pitch away. Northwestern, they've done a good job seeing pitches from Tinsley. Already over 40 pitches now through an inning and 2/3.
Yeah, and how about the hustle by Lindsay with 2 outs? That usually just out, gets herself all the way over to second base.
Garden deep right. That ball is gone. Avery Garden takes advantage of an extra out, and Northwestern leads 2-0.
I mean, this ball just unloaded off of the bat of Avery Garden. Just turns on this pitch. What a great at-bat by the number 9 hitter with a runner in scoring position. And Northwestern wanting to jump ahead of UCLA in this ball game does that here in the second inning.
That's only Garden's 4th home run of the season, Amanda. And again, not a Northwestern team that has hit for a ton of pop this season. 36, now 37 home runs, only 13th in the Big Ten. But Kate Drohan wanted a fast start for Northwestern, and that's part of the reason why Northwestern 20-4 this season when they score first. As Grace Nito now down in the count, 0-2. Nito, deep right, back-to-back jacks for the Cats.
good teams capitalize on errors, and you really have to against a team like UCLA. But look at this pitch, belt high, down the heart of the plate. And Nito, with 2 strikes, she goes all out with that swing for the back-to-back.
Kaylee Avasado trying to make it 3 straight home runs for Northwestern. That was only the 3rd home run of the season for Grace Nito. Avasado, meanwhile, has good power numbers. 5 home runs. And she's down 0-2, but maybe that's the spot that you want to be in if you're Northwestern. They've got 2 straight home runs with 2 strikes in the count. You're looking at Kanaya Bragg, by the way, at short. Remember, this inning's still going because of a 2-out error on Bragg. Stopped by Bragg at short. That ball was caught. Great play defensively made by Bragg to put the inning away, but 3 unearned runs on a pair of home runs for Northwestern put the Cats up 3-0 on the road. Middle 2 in LA. Most dangerous hitters in the country leads off the bottom of the 2nd for UCLA. Suddenly down 3-0, Amanda, after a 2-out rally for Northwestern in the bottom of the 2nd. That started with an error at short. But plenty of pop in this UCLA lineup to get right back in this thing.
Yeah, and this is the athlete where when you talk to Coach Inoue Perez, she talks about Megan Grant and just her ability to strike back and have her pitchers back. Her stat when the team gets down the inning prior and what she's able to do at her at-bat is astounding.
Down in the count here, 1-2.
She wants information. She's analyzing. She's preparing. She's strategizing. She's such a cerebral hitter in the box, but just so athletic.
Just comparing Jordan Woolery and Megan Grant. Boyd threw just about everything away to Woolery. She's coming in on Megan Grant. Woolery, of course, a right-handed hitter. Grant, the lefty. Tugged foul up first. Let's take a look at our state of success, brought to you by State Farm. And only 5 strikeouts this season, not this month, not in Big Ten play, all season for Megan Grant. And that would be extraordinary for any type of hitter, but especially given her power capacity, that is remarkable. On a check swing. She did not go on the appeal to third base umpire Mark Corris.
That's a great take. A nice pitch after going in, getting her turning, pulling foul. Paints that outside just off the plate.
In play to second. Grace Nito retires Megan Grant. 1 up, 1 down. Nito had a big fly in the top of the 2nd inning for Northwestern. Retires a player with 23 home runs on the season, and it brings up Kanaya Bragg. Not a bad freshman season for Bragg. .331 batting average with 8 home runs and 37 driven in.
Yeah, you know, I could say this about UCLA, and Coach Inoue Perez says it as well, loves that freshmen come in and freshmen play at UCLA, but I've got to say I've seen so many impact freshmen, that's a great pitch, across the country and in this Big Ten that have made waves their first season.
Swing and a miss.
After going inside, down and away.
Got her to chase a pitch low. Bragg strikes out. That's Boyd's first strikeout of the day. 2 gone.
And nice back-to-back pitches. The first one to get that swing and a miss was about at the knees and dropped down a little, and then seeing the swing of Bragg, Boyd went ahead and took it a little bit further down into the dirt to get the strikeout.
Boyd right around 1 strikeout per inning. That's her 94th of the season, and she deals a strike to Alexis Ramirez in the DP slot. Fouls that off her leg, strike 2.
So far, this is a great approach for Boyd in the circle against a team like UCLA. She's thrown with confidence, she's thrown both sides, but she's mixing that off speed very frequently. It seems at least 1 per at-bat.
Oh, that just missed.
A big reaction by Skaborski behind the plate. A little out, not by much. Great pitch to follow the off speed.
2-2. Pulled sharply to third. Donahue, what do you say? Another fine play, this time behind the bag at third. And Lauren Boyd has faced the minimum through 2. Well, you were just so good pitching and hitting that you decided to do both, huh?
I was too bored if I wasn't. I'd have to do everything. So, yeah, I had to.
We begin the top of the 3rd inning with Kelsey Nader batting and a new pitcher for UCLA, Addison Fisher. Now I got to ask, Amanda, were you the #1 recruit coming out of high school in your career?
I believe so. I mean, it was a very long time ago, but yeah, I believe so. But I mean, Addie Fisher, very, very similar in the way that she started this season, was 16-0. I mean, just talk about coming out.
This is dropped into center field, a base hit.
Player.
Keep going, Amanda. I was digging what you were saying.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, she's been able to come in and really play a critical role in the circle for this UCLA pitching staff, and that's tough to do, and it's tough in a situation like this where Northwestern is feeling good at the plate. They're feeling good that they've knocked out UCLA's starting pitcher, and Addison Fisher now out there just trying to calm the waters and set Northwestern down, but they are swinging hot sticks.
On in UCLA, very deep in the circle, first in the Big Ten in strikeouts, first in the Big Ten in walks allowed, with fewest walks allowed. Are you surprised, though, that the pitching change came this soon?
No, not at all. I think, after seeing a couple of 0-2 counts and then base hits or home runs following it, as a pitcher, that's the pitch you really need to dial in. When you got a hitter down 0-2 and they're making solid contact like that, you're not really finding your spot. So I think it was the right time to mix it up. And it's early in this ball game. UCLA is still in this game. It's early in this series. And we knew we were going to see every pitcher that UCLA has. We'll probably see every pitcher that Northwestern has. So I think it was a good time to make that change.
Fisher's 1-2 to Kansas Robinson. is in there for a called strike 3. You can add a strikeout to the K/BB line on Addison Fisher's stat graphic. Now 92 on the season. One away.
And in her 100th inning this season.
How about that? This ball is roped, foul up third by Bridget Donahue.
You know, with Addie Fisher out there in the circle, we have Sofia Mujica behind the plate receiving for Fisher. So an entire battery change for the Bruins.
That's in there for a strike, 0-2. And you mentioned we're going to see every team's pitcher over the course of this series, and the weekend certainly not done for Taylor Tinsley as Donahue puts that one past Bragg and into left field, and UCLA nearly doubles off Kelsey Nader, but she gets back to second.
Some overly aggressive base running, a little slip up, but able to get back.
Brings up Izzy Cunilla. Northwestern still not waiting around at the plate no matter who the pitcher is. But just to finish off that point about staff usage, I mean, we may see Tinsley back in this game, never mind later this series.
Oh, absolutely. And you see that so often, and I bet that was part of the first conversation coming off is, hey, you stay warm and be ready because you could very well come back into this ball game.
Kellyanoi Perez looking at the scorecard.
And what Addison Fisher does so well is she throws that ball down in the zone. She mixes speeds, but just has some tremendous movement on her drop ball. It takes a lot of effort to get under and lift that thing. You'll get a lot of ground balls, which is exactly what UCLA is looking for right now. Maybe a little ground ball to the left side of the field.
And a lot of times, too, Amanda, that drop ball is not in the zone, but she's getting such great chase on it because of the vertical drop. Hard to lay off.
Oh yeah, when it comes out of her hand, it is in the zone. But you can see the uncomfortable contact. Cunilla right now.
Two and two. Well, already a big moment in this game. Northwestern trying to follow up a 3-run second inning with another crooked number in the third. And the count runs full on Izzy Cunilla. You got to capitalize here if you're Northwestern.
Yeah, this is a big opportunity again with runners on base. And Cunilla's had a couple of really long at-bats. This at-bat started off in an 0-2 count, and Cunilla has worked her way back to full.
And in her first at-bat, to your point, Amanda, went down on a 1-2 pitch, but I mean, there were at least 3 foul balls for Cunilla after the count got to 0-2.
Yeah, I want to say she had 7 or 8 foul balls, 9 pitches in that at bat. So she is really seeing the ball well, and you can tell because even though it's not really solid contact off of Fisher, Addison Fisher gets a lot of swing and misses. And in this at bat, her 10th pitch is on the way.
Popped up on the diamond. Pola makes the catch. And that's the second out. Well, there's lots of action going on across the Big Ten on this Friday. And although the sky looks better above Bowlin Stadium in Lincoln, Maryland and number 20, Nebraska, still in a rain delay. And no word on when that game will resume. This ball is grounded off the third baseman, Woolery. Everyone is safe for Northwestern, and they load the bases with 2 outs.
And Scaborsi a little bit off the plate and able to get some barrel on it to hit it hard.
The weekend after a 4-for-8 series against the Badgers, scored 3 runs, drove in another. Had her first multi-hit game of the season 1 week ago. This ball is laced foul up left field.
If you're going to hit a hot streak, this is the time in the season you want it to happen. Especially out of that bottom part of your lineup. What an opportunity for Lindsay with the bases loaded.
Lindsay, shallow left, it drops off the glove of Bragg, the shortstop. This will score multiple runs. In fact, it'll empty the bases. 6-0 Northwestern. 3 runs come in to score on the bloop by Lindsay.
You really have to credit Northwestern because they haven't hit the ball really hard this inning. They've just made contact and they've found holes. They've gotten on base. And then runners are off with 2 outs. You're looking to take the extra base. And with that tip off the glove into left field, it clears the bases.
That's a 3 RBI triple for Ayanna Lindsay. And it brings up Avery Garden. And she takes a strike on the inside edge. Want to remind you just one final note about that rain delay Nebraska-Maryland game. When it resumes, you can watch it on the Fox Sports app. Great to be with you either on the Fox Sports app or Big Ten Network for Northwestern UCLA. What a way to start the final weekend of the softball regular season. Avery Garden is the batter for Northwestern, and she got the fun going 1 inning ago with a 2-run, 2-out home run to put the Cats on the board. And she just stays alive there on the foul ball. Garden, center field. Base knock, Avery Garden. Lindsay scores from third. It's 7-0 Northwestern.
How about Avery Garden in that 9 spot? Look at that contact on an 0-2 pitch. This pitch needs to be a little more out of the zone because Garden is looking to protect, and she covers that entire plate and drives in an RBI.
Man, did the teams switch uniforms here? It's like Northwestern's swinging the bat like UCLA.
I mean, swinging with so much confidence, and in their 7 runs have all come with 2 outs. So you can see they're in this, they're in every pitch, not letting up.
2 balls, 1 strike on Grace Nito, who took UCLA starter Taylor Tinsley deep 1 inning ago. This is the 8th batter of the inning for Northwestern against Addison Fisher out of the bullpen. 2-2 now. Nito asks for time. And she's halfway to the cycle already. Amanda, the last two meetings between Northwestern and UCLA have been very low scoring. We're talking 1-0, 2-1. This looks nothing like that so far.
Yeah, I mean, Northwestern had a plan coming out. UCLA did as well. But we talked about the importance of this final weekend, and you could really feel the aggression of Northwestern.
This ball is laced into center field. Runners on first and second now after the base knock by Grace Nito, and the Cats have batted around in the third inning.
You know, momentum is such a thing on offense. I mean, and it took those little CNI singles, a little oops, pick me up. Northwestern takes advantage of an error, gets some runs across, a couple of home runs, and it has been all Wildcats from there. UCLA would just love to get back in the dugout and have another opportunity to start inching back.
Yeah, UCLA needs a reset, no question about it. Ironically, the only batter who really hasn't gotten it going yet is Kaylee Avasado, only batter for Northwestern, that is. She's 0 for 2 today in the 2-hole, hitting .379 coming in. One thing that's amazing about Avasado
already.
Go ahead, Amanda.
No, I was just looking up at that line. 10 hits already in this third inning.
Woolery throws across the diamond to retire Avasado, so no 11th hit for Northwestern yet, but they do have 7. You're looking at Hall of Fame head coach for the Nebraska Cornhuskers, Rhonda Revelle, pulling the tarp at Bowlin Stadium. All hands on deck, Amanda. Is still no word on when that game will resume, but when it does, you can watch on the Fox Sports app. Great to have you with us on Big Ten Network. Lauren Boyd, remember her? Feels like it's been a while since we saw her in the circle after her Cats bat around in the top of the third. She starts ahead on Riley Slimp, the left fielder for UCLA, 0-1.
Yeah, it's probably been a while since Riley Slimp has had to wait to the third inning to get her first at-bat of the game, and draws a hit by pitch.
UCLA will take anything at this point. Just get a runner on, start passing the bat the way Northwestern did the last 2 innings. This brings up UCLA's catcher, Sophia Mujica, who, as Amanda mentioned, did not start the game. Maggie Daniel was the starting catcher for UCLA. Mujica entered at the top of this inning defensively when Addison Fisher took the circle for the Bruins after starter Taylor Tinsley went the first 2 innings. A rip and a miss, snap throw to first, and Slimp is back in there.
A little back pick over there trying to get Slimp caught off first.
Strike 2.
And we knew that was going to be a huge part of the game plan for Boyd coming in, is keeping UCLA off balance by using that off-speed pitch. And she throws it so well through the zone for a strike nearly 100% of the time. There it is again.
Boyd's in her 5th season. Missed all of the 2024 campaign with an injury, but is going out on her terms this season. 12-4 with 2 saves. 8 complete games as well for Boyd. She picks up another strikeout, her 2nd of the game. Mujica is done.
This pitch so well executed, down and away, a little off speed. Great location, and she noticed during this at-bat how far out in front Mujica was on those off-speed pitches, so she just does a good job of riding it a little further outside for the strikeout.
Caitlin Terry in the 9-hole, trying to turn the card over here. 5 lefties in the lineup for UCLA. Terry, an outstanding two-way player. We'll most likely see her pitch at some point this weekend as well. She's out there in right field defensively for this game. Tries to bunt, and it's a strike, 1-1.
Yeah, I like that idea. Terry kind of scanning the infield, looking at where everybody's playing. Robinson over at first is way back near the dirt. Donahue playing up.
Terry grounds it right to first, and Kansas Robinson takes the force there. Slimp moves up to 2nd. 2 outs and a runner in scoring position for the Bruins. Brings up Jessica Clements. Clements grounded out to 3rd in the bottom of the 1st inning, but she saw 8 pitches. First batter faced by Lauren Boyd tonight. This is Boyd's 2nd time through now. Ball 1.
Yeah, this is really where you want to start to see those adjustments being made, and part of that is
here's the pitch. It's been a busy week for UCLA. They played on Monday out in Ann Arbor to close out their wraparound 3-game series against the Michigan Wolverines, then had a midweek game here at Easton Stadium on Wednesday against Cal State Fullerton. So already the 3rd game of the week, 2nd game of the work week for UCLA. 2-2 on Clements. Jammed her, and it's caught by the 2nd baseman, Grace Nito. Runner left in scoring position for UCLA. The legends of UCLA Bruins softball, more currently on the roster. Your team in the dugout.
That you don't win games in the first couple innings of it. You got to finish strong, and there's a lot of game left. So we've got to make a decision to be able to compete pitch to pitch. Not a great start, but our goal is to be able to finish.
And riding with Addison Fisher again into this inning, it's been a rough start for the pitcher. So what's the message to your pitching staff moving forward in this game?
Not to get caught up in the things that are happening on defense. Taylor Tinsley got out of that inning and a ball dropped here, and then you saw some damage, and we're just not clean on defense, and it can get to you emotionally, or you can figure out how you're going to fight pitch to pitch. So I think this is a great test to be able to see how we can emotionally gain control and start playing our game, because we're just not playing UCLA softball right now.
We appreciate it, Coach. Good luck the rest of the way.
Absolutely. Thank you.
There is Addison Fisher in the circle. Amanda, you just asked Coach the question, sticking with their true freshman for her second inning out of the bullpen. And look, it's only the fourth inning. You know, if Northwestern scores another run, then you start talking about the run rule. But taking that off the table, there's still plenty of time for UCLA to get back into this.
Well, that they're still in this ball game, but they're going to have to clean it up defensively and put some more solid contact on an offense.
1 ball and no strikes to Kansas Robinson, who's 0 for 2 today. Fisher struck her out 1 inning ago. Robinson, a pop-up to the shortstop, Kenaya Bragg, 2 away. They are back in action in Lincoln, Maryland, and number 20, Nebraska, 4-0 Huskers. Jordy Ball, the defending National Player of the Week, in the circle for the Huskers. You can watch that game on the Fox Sports app. 10 hits as we're joined by Wildcats head coach Kate Drohan. Coach, you told us during the week how
it's tough out there. She has great poise, a lot of confidence in her stuff. We just want her to keep challenging these hitters.
Nice of you to do this, Coach. Thanks very much.
Thanks, go Cats.
What's impressed you about Lauren Boyd's start to this game, Amanda?
I mean, just her pitch command and her confidence. We were talking about it in that first inning, the way that she was going hard and tight, establishing that inside part of the plate against a team that likes to extend and drive the ball. So if you're scared to go inside, don't do it. But if you do it right, you can really throw these hitters off.
Savannah Pola is the only hitter who has reached base with a base hit on Lauren Boyd through 3+ innings now. That shouldn't come as a terrible surprise. Pola leads the Big Ten in hits. 0-2. Woolery and Grant on deck for UCLA. And Pola pokes this foul up third.
And we're already seeing adjustments being made by Boyd in the circle, using more of that outside corner. I'm certain we will continue to see her use her off-speed pitch effectively, but this is the point in the lineup now, second time through. You've got to start making those adjustments, both UCLA and Boyd.
Do you agree with the adage?
It's a great pitch.
Pitcher has the advantage first time through, hitters have the advantage second time through?
I mean, it just depends. If you're a pitcher out there and you're not making adjustments, then absolutely. But if you've got tools that you can bring out this second time through the lineup, then I think it's still an even matchup. And I really do think the difference maker for pitchers is that off-speed pitch and your ability to throw it for a strike. And we've seen Lauren Boyd do that this entire game. She throws it for a strike in counts that you don't expect it to be thrown.
Strike 3 called. Reaching into her tool chest, Amanda, and striking out one of the most dangerous hitters in the Big Ten.
And just a perfect execution of this pitch on the outside part of the plate. And she catches Pola looking because she was so dominant on that inside part of the plate. She got her moving and then just paints the out.
3 strikeouts for Boyd today. Here's Jordan Woolery. interesting mirror imagery in this game. Woolery, you saw, grounded into a double play in the first. It was not originally ruled a double play. Woolery was safe on first, but was, after a review, called out because of runner interference on Savannah Pola. So that overturned call ended the inning. Woolery grounds out to first baseman Kansas Robinson here. But you look back as that being a pretty pivotal overturned call. Here are the top 5 standings in the Big Ten, and UCLA still with the chance to win the Big Ten if they can take advantage of Oregon faltering against Michigan State. Northwestern was in a 3-way tie with Nebraska and Ohio State. The Buckeyes lost to Illinois already today in game 1 of a doubleheader. But Northwestern, while still theoretically alive for a Big Ten regular season title as well, they would need a ton of help. More relevantly, they're trying to earn a first-round bye in the Big Ten tournament. You got to be in the top 4 to do that. Megan Grant batting for the second time today. Both times the bases have been clear. That's what Northwestern wants. Hit on the ground to second. Nito puts Grant away. Another 3-up, 3-down inning for Northwestern defensively.
At Ace, explore the full lineup of Weber grills. The Weber Spirit Gas Grill, Searwood pellet grills for searing and smoking, and the rust-resistant Weber Slate Griddle. From burgers to breakfast, Ace is the place for your perfect Weber grill.
Ace is the place with the helpful heart.
Leader, Oregon Ducks, going into the final weekend of the regular season. Spartans taking batting practice right now out in Eugene. Back to the action down the coast in LA. Addison Fisher, the freshman from the state of Oregon, believe it or not, Bend, Oregon, starts the 5th inning off with strike 1 to Izzy Cunha. Nothing in 2. Fisher's the first player in Bruins history from Oregon. That's the last I'll say about that, Amanda.
I was saying she's doing such a good job of working ahead of these hitters, and you really can see the movement on her pitches.
Opposite field ground ball deflected by Grant. And Kania safe on first.
So it's little things like this that have really been haunting UCLA this game. Grant back by her base, and she had it in her glove and just spills out. And that allows that leadoff runner for Northwestern.
E3, Amanda. Error on first baseman Megan Grant as Lauren Saborski takes a strike. Nothing in 2 on Saborski, who singled on the infield in the 3rd and loaded the bases with 2 outs. Ayanna Lindsay, the next batter, cleared him with a triple. Part of a 4-run 3rd inning for the Cats. 4 in the 3rd, 3 in the 2nd.
And you know, if you've seen UCLA play this season and many of their seasons, that no lead is big enough to be comfortable with. And this is UCLA's 2nd largest deficit all season. They lost a 9-0 game up in Oregon back on April 20th. So they've got a lot of work to do on offense to come back, but Northwestern would still love to put a couple more up on the board.
Well, it's been an uncharacteristic day in the field for UCLA. This is a team that is 4th in the country in fielding percentage. And Amanda, they just haven't played like it today.
Yeah, just these little bloop singles that are turning into, leading to an extra at-bat that led to a couple of home runs, or the ball getting away, clearing bases on bases loaded, 2 outs. The Cats have really taken advantage of those miscues, which is why they've got those 7 runs up on the board.
Lindsay to second, Pola to Bragg, throw to first is not in time. Lindsay with good wheels to first base to run out the double play. Kania retired at second. Four-6 on the putout at second. And that's a strike to Avery Garden, the 9-hole hitter who has come up big in both of her at-bats today. Swing and a miss. But how about the bottom of the order, Amanda, for Northwestern? Really doing a stellar job.
Oh, absolutely. Getting on base, coming through with clutch hitting.
Strike 3. Good pitching for Addison Fisher. She works around a UCLA. 2 balls, 1 strike on Bragg.
And so Bragg is really going to make Boyd work for it. And if you're UCLA, you need that. It's 1 at-bat at a time, 1 quality at-bat. Try to get base runners on. You're not going to get anywhere close in this ball game with 1 swing of the bat.
Well, that may have been the first 3-1 count Boyd has gotten herself into this game. Now it's 3-2, but Boyd has just been locked in from the first inning on. She's retired 6 in a row now, trying to put Bragg away to make it 7. Strike 3 called. Bragg caught in the observatory. She struck out twice now against Lauren Boyd.
And that it's so tough because Boyd has thrown so many different types of pitches in this ball game that it's easy to get caught up in your head. I'm thinking of that 3-2. She might come with a changeup as well, so you just have to be prepared to pull the trigger on anything close.
Alexis Ramirez takes a strike on the outside corner. So, Boyd, again, she can throw the proverbial kitchen sink. If you're a hitter, are you still trying to just whittle that down and look for 1 pitch?
At this point, you're just trying to make solid contact. But those are the pitches you need to be prepared to swing at. And you've got to think she most likely will throw me an off-speed pitch in my at-bat, but she's also painting that outside part of the plate. So take a peek over at that right field wall, aim the barrel that way so you're prepared to sit on a change or drive the outside.
Ramirez reaches for it and grounds it foul. Mentioned Boyd threw twice last weekend against Wisconsin, 2 complete games. Her second game on Sunday, she walked 6 batters and hit 4 more. But control has been the least of her concerns on this Friday evening against UCLA. She has been pinpoint precise.
If you look at this Northwestern defense, they've got a good strategy going on here against UCLA. They are on that grass line.
Donahue from third.
Where when you think about where UCLA has been playing and where some of those miscues have happened, UCLA, the Bruins are playing at about the base depth, so those harder hit balls are coming out of their glove, whereas Northwestern, they're back on the lip of the grass. They're playing for the hard hit ball, and they've been able to cut off some potential base hits and snag some balls that, you know, could have been momentum gainers for UCLA. So I think their defensive strategy has really paid off.
Riley Slimp is the batter. Slimp was hit by a pitch the last time, and until this point, the only time she faced Lauren Boyd, that was back in the third inning. I mean, not just the stretch now of 8 straight retired, but how about the fact that only 2 have reached against Lauren Boyd? 1 base hit, 1 hit batter.
Yeah, that doesn't happen very often with the Bruins, with this lineup. I mean, you look at their slugging percentage, their ability to put the ball in play, their batting average, just what they do as a team up and down the lineup. Boyd has really set the tone out there in the circle and given up nothing.
It's a great point you make about Northwestern's defense working around Boyd and eliminating base runners on 50-50 plays. Bridget Donahue, especially at third base, playing about as good of a third base position as you'll see in the Big Ten. Slimp cuts through that one, and it's 2-2.
Yeah, every pitch Donahue is moving. It's like she knows the hitter's tendencies. She's done her homework, or either that or she just has incredible instincts to see the barrel, to see the angle, but she is exactly where the ball is nearly every time.
Slimp goes to first. Robinson, they make the out at first. Boyd got to the base in time.
Now Slimp got to the base.
They called her out. Well, Slimp is on first base. I'm going to assume that, at least I thought I saw first base umpire Tanya Gehrig make an out call, Amanda, but I might be incorrect there.
Yeah, no, it was safe. It was really interesting because we were just talking about the defense, and this is the first time that defense kind of came to get him a little bit, that indecisiveness of whether I should run and touch that base, because Slimp does have some good speed, and that call was safe. I like how active Boyd is out there in the circle, though. You can see her running for foul balls. I mean, she is all over the field. So that was just a foot race between Boyd and Slimp. Slimp comes out ahead.
It is a base hit. Slimp safe on first. And here's Sophia Mojica. Strike one. And those are the types of plays that Northwestern has managed to get outs on. UCLA flips the script in a small way there. Can they start a 2-out rally of their own?
Yeah, because that was actually a really nice play by Robinson at first base, because she took it at an awkward long hop. And it looked like it was going to be trouble, but fielded it cleanly. And then again, just that in between, that no man's land where you could probably race her to first. Do I wait for Boyd?
Mojica just barely stays alive.
Yeah, Mojica has had a steady diet of off-speed pitches from Boyd and has yet to really make an adjustment. That pitch down and away, and Mojica has been out on her front foot, swinging out front.
Mojica doesn't chase.
Yeah, this is how dominating Boyd has been out there in the circle. This is just her third 3-ball count in this ball game. So she's working ahead. She hasn't given up any free passes.
Mojica grounds it to short. Avesado throws Mojica out, and the inning is over. No runs on a hit, no errors, and a man left. We go to the next inning, but just with how well UCLA has been, especially offensively this season, to see the Bruins shut out at home so late into this game. Grace Nito has been fabulous at the plate for Northwestern. A solo home run and 2 singles on the day. Waiting on a 1-1 for Madison Fisher, the freshman. And it's now 2-1. Three and one.
And there's just such a big difference. I know I keep focusing on the defense, but between where the Bruins are playing defensively and where the Wildcats have been playing. I mean, you've got Woolery and Grant in front of their bases. Nito's swinging away. She's got a little pop. She's got 3 and 2. But they're looking to cut off everything at a short distance, whereas Northwestern back way by the grass line, almost in baseball D.
Payoff pitch. Ball 4. Grace Nito has not been retired in 4 plate appearances, and her home run in the second inning was predicated with some defensive miscues by UCLA that ultimately gave Northwestern extended life in the second inning. And Northwestern has not taken its foot off the gas one bit.
Yeah, and you go back to, as you mentioned, that first inning for UCLA, how it ended in that double play. It kind of just took the wind out of their sails. Northwestern hadn't scored at that point, but then that next inning, that miscue opens the door, and Northwestern totally takes advantage.
Avesado grounds to third. Woolery retires Nito at second, and UCLA unable to turn 2, but 1 out on the fielder's choice. Amanda, I think there's just the mirror imagery there of UCLA having the wind taken out of their sails after the replay review proves runner interference, and then Northwestern taking advantage of extra outs later in that inning and capitalizing with 3 unearned runs after the UCLA error.
Yeah, but Northwestern is always, or this entire game, has had their foot on the pedal from that first inning. 4 of the 6 innings, they have gotten that lead runner on. So that's been a big part of their game so far. And then scoring so many of their runs with 2 outs. It's very impressive.
Runner goes to second, and the throw gets into right field. Avesado on her way to third, and she's in there with a head-first slide. stolen base and an error puts a runner on third for the Cats.
So another unfortunate ball off the glove. Looks like had it been fielded and that tag applied, Avisado would have been caught out at second, but instead over to third base and closer to that run scored.
Sacrifice fly on the table here as Slim runs that one down and left. Plenty deep enough to score Avisado. And the Cats playing a little small ball to set up, believe it or not, a run rule situation now, Amanda, with an 8-run lead in the 6th.
I feel like those last plays just sum up kind of the day for UCLA and Northwestern, capitalizing on the miscue, getting into scoring position, and that opens the door to allow for that sacrifice fly with less than 2 outs. So Northwestern again capitalizing on an opportunity, and UCLA now finds themselves in an even deeper hole.
This ball's pulled foul by Kansas Robinson, and the count to 0-2. 3 errors today for UCLA. Most recently in this inning. Robinson on the edge of the left field grass. Kanaya Bragg makes the putout. UCLA needs to score to extend this game 6. The game will end because of the run rule. The last time UCLA lost a run rule game at home, February 26th, 2023, not that long ago, but against juggernaut Oklahoma, which is almost a free pass, if you will. Not many people would have seen this coming if Northwestern is able to run rule UCLA to start this series. Caitlin Terry takes a strike from Lauren Boyd, who has been dealing this evening. And again, just worth repeating that Northwestern is 14-5, Amanda. It's not like they are a bottom feeder in the Big Ten. They're tied for 3rd in the conference, but 8-0 over UCLA, not a result many people would have expected. That's into left field, a base hit. Good start for UCLA. Caitlin Terry with a stand-up double to put the Bruins' first run in scoring position.
And a great job, Caitlin Terry, understanding her role here. Backs against the wall. She needs to get on base to turn the lineup over. A nice, quiet approach at the plate, barreled a ball, slaps it into left field. It's only UCLA's 3rd hit of this ball game.
Clemens drops a bunt. And a great play made by the catcher, Lauren Saborski, to retire Clemens at first, but the sacrifice puts Terry on 3rd with 1 out.
And I love that idea to sacrifice, especially where the defense has been playing, but that was a great play to get that out. And UCLA right now is playing for Caitlin Terry to score. They want to extend this game and give themselves just a couple more outs to play with.
Here's Savannah Pola. Opposite field, foul, but not by much.
And this was so close. It looked like that was going to sneak in fair territory off the bat, but it slices foul.
Pola 1 for 2 today, a single back in the first. 1 ball, 1 strike, but you mentioned the double for Terry, Amanda, just the 3rd hit of the game for UCLA. That was the first ball hit, or first base hit out of the infield on Boyd.
Yeah, she has been solid in the circle, and so much because of that off-speed pitch she's been throwing.
Pola is caught by the second baseman, Grace Nito. And that freezes Terry on third. 2 outs.
Now Pola tags this ball, but it is right at Grace Nito at second base. Terry itching to get home, can't do anything with that.
Bruins down to their final out, but Jordan Woolery is who you want to have at the plate in this situation. A foul ball, strike one. Bruins were run ruled against the number 3 Oregon Ducks up in Eugene on April 20th. Strike 2. What are you throwing here, Amanda?
Again, just, you know, I love that she went hard inside corner. You got to get something off, away from the barrel, nothing close, off speed. Bounce it one time. Nowhere near the strike zone, that's for sure.
Great call. 1-2.
You can only hope that Woolery's going to swing and fish for something out of the zone. She doesn't do it very often.
Remember the implications conference-wide on this game should UCLA lose. Oregon would clinch at least a share of the Big Ten regular season title with a win against Michigan State, that game on Big Ten Plus. So the Oregon Ducks certainly invested in the outcome of this game. Again, they clinch at least a share of the Big Ten title and the number 1 seed with a win over Michigan State and a UCLA loss. That only pertains to tonight. First pitch just a few moments away up in Eugene on Big Ten Plus. Two balls and 2 strikes. Runner on third. UCLA needs to plate Caitlin Terry to extend the game. Ground ball to third. Donahue, see you later.